Good morning. Yes, indeed. It's time for gardening with the garden guru, Christie Rasure, presented by Shores, bumper to bumper downtown Goodland, and those great quality Fertilome yard and garden products. Boy, they're great all the way around. And with us today, your master gardener and the garden guru, Christie Rasure. Good morning, Christie.
Good morning, Curtis.
Wow, I have sun in southwest Goodland. Some folks are probably getting some clouds.
Well, I'd say it's been a nice morning. Got a lot of stuff done so far, and it's just a nice morning. Get work done.
I think so. There's a lot of things going on. The Ruralton Eager Beavers are having a big yard sale or garage sale and breakfast at the 4-H building. We've got Goodland car races tonight, car races tomorrow in Colby. So a lot of activity headed your way.
It is. I was going to say, it's a good weekend to be getting some stuff done early and then go play the rest of the weekend.
I like that idea. I do. You know, Shores, my goodness, they've been open since 5 this morning, and that's your location right now.
That's right. That's where I'm at. I'm here live doing the show and getting all sorts of stuff ready for the weekend.
Hey, I want to say real quick, there was lots of nice flowers and everything from last week's promenade at the high school and the prom. Didn't the students look great?
They did. They looked very nice. And they cleaned up really well.
They do. They do. And there was a lot of people there at promenade to see the students and all their finery, and they just did a nice job. It's really a very positive thing that the kids get to do, and I think a lot of people sitting there were thinking, let's see, did we have a prom or what their prom was? It was, I was lucky ours at Goodland or Gardner was at the KU Jayhawk Ballroom, but they don't do that anymore. They hold it much closer to home.
I can understand that. I was saying it's one of those things that we always reminisce. Every year it brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah, it does.
And it's a nice tradition to have.
It is, and it's fun to see. And then the kids sometimes throw us a special surprise pose right in front of the gathered audience, so that's always fun to see too. It
is. But no, everything turned out so well, and everybody was decked out very beautifully.
Yeah. Well, Christie, garden with the garden guru, Christie Rasure, and Shores Bumper to Bumper, and all those great Fertilome products present this program every Saturday at this time on KLOE Goodland. I'm Curtis Duncan. I'm glad you are here. And Christie, we had some pretty good rain last week.
It was nice. Nice rain. Definitely what we needed. I know the trees were sure happy.
Yeah.
The lawns were happy. The wheat was very happy to see this.
Yes.
Now, as long as we can keep the cold weather gone and not have any freeze or frost damage, we'll be happy.
Yeah, right now it looks good. Sunny today and 62, and tonight a 40% chance of light rain, a low 42, and then chance of rain and storms tomorrow and tomorrow night. We had 5,600s of rain yesterday in Goodland.
And I knew that other places, a little more here, a little less there, but it was just a nice rain. And I know even during the day yesterday, what came down was very welcomed.
Yeah, we have 285 for the month. The yearly total now, 396. A year ago on this date, our yearly total was 3 inches 86 in Goodland.
I was going to say, we're not complaining.
No. Burlington had 1.35 inch yesterday, so since January, Burlington's at 4 inches 18 . Last year, Burlington's total on this day was 3 inches 22 . So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. And, we just got to keep remembering what the date is.
Yeah.
This is the 28th of April, not the 28th of May, even though it acts like that. And, it is hard. I've had a hard time with it, too, because I'm wanting to do everything I would be doing a month from now, and I can't. It's just too early. And I know everybody keeps cutting in and saying, okay, have you done this yet? Have you done that? Nope.
Yeah.
And it's been hard. It's been very, very difficult not to do it. Now, I will confess, I did set some plants out of my sunroom, outside, but it was just the fact that it has gotten so warm in there, I just felt like I kind of needed to, and they were getting really leggy.
Oh.
But unfortunately, what I have to do now is, like last night, I had to cover, because they were talking, maybe freeze warnings for low-lying areas. I'm very low, so, I have to go to that extra step to make sure that I have everything covered.
Mm-hmm.
But it's worth taking that precaution right now. But it's just like, it is hard to believe. The other day it was 93 degrees, and it was like, it is April. Keep telling yourself, it's April. It's not May.
Look at the calendar. Look at the calendar. In fact, April back in 1992, we didn't have any rain at all during that whole month, so be happy for what we have now.
Oh, so true. Exactly. And, and everything is looking so beautiful. All the flowers are gorgeous. Yes, everything's about a month ahead, but that's what we have. And, there's nothing we can do about it. So we just keep on going.
Yeah, that's what we have to do. Well, Shore's Bumper to Bumper, they've been open since 5 this morning. You're there. And what's new stuff? Do you have any new products? I bet there is.
There's a new arrival. Greg was just showing me the new arrival. It's a Core. It's the Core brand. And it is a weed eater that is electric. Oh, this thing's cool. I mean, it is a long extension, which I really like, because that way I'm not standing so close to everything flying at me. And it is lighter weight than most, it's definitely a gas trimmer, but it's about the same weight as most of your other electric weed eaters.
Mm-hmm.
And so it weighs, he told me it weighed 11 pounds. But the thing is, it lasts so long. That battery life lasts forever, it sounds like. 90 minutes, they're saying.
My lad, well, that is good.
It has the strength of a commercial weed eater. It has a 5-year warranty. I mean, it is just a wonderful looking product. I am excited to maybe try this one out.
So it's a new, Core is the name brand, right?
Core is the name brand.
Okay, an electric weed eater with a 90-minute battery. Now, boy, that is convenience.
A lot of times I will use it in mine, and I'm hoping for it to die soon. That battery to be gone, because it's like, I'm tired. This one, you would be definitely tired, but you could actually work, set it down, and go do the other things, and then come back and use it some more. That's the nice thing about it.
That's an hour and a half of work, Christy.
Yes, it is. It is. You know how much you could get weed eated on that?
Oh, yeah. Gee whiz. That'd be just right for my yard and my house, and I've got fences on both sides.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, you could do your whole yard with the weed eater.
Yeah, that's about right. Well, I worked on it this week, so it looks pretty decent right now.
That's good. I was going to say that between pairing that up with the Simplicity mower, what a good combination. It would make life so easy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And your mower's doing well, too?
My mower's doing well. I just wish that I could have gotten out and mowed before the rain came, but it's okay. That's on for this weekend.
Yeah.
I'll get some more mowing done.
Well, I got my backyard finished the other day right before it started raining. I thought, oh, what a good boy am I. I felt good about that. So easy, and I don't have to push. I just pull the handle up a little bit, and away it goes, and I walk. I follow.
That's right. And I was going to say, but it goes it's kind of like a personal pace as far as what your pace is, because you're the one who's controlling that by as far as how hard you're squeezing that and everything.
Yeah.
So that's what's nice about that.
Well,
and it's just great. It's a great mower.
I don't mow with difficulty. I mow with simplicity.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the name fits the mower.
Oh.
Heavy duty, but yet not so heavy that you can't push it.
Well, and Shores will take care of all the maintenance work and everything on that. They do so many other different mowers, and they're the authorized Briggs & Stratton sales and service and repair person. That really makes it nice, because if you take your Briggs & Stratton engine to somebody else and they work on it, it voids the warranty.
That's right. And the other thing is, if you've got other items out there that need to be serviced, because you have not had the time to do it, bring them on down. They're working on different mowers and so forth now, but they said that the room is clearing out a little bit. They've got room that they can start working on it again. So bring them down, whether it's a weed eater, whether it's mower, rototiller, bring all your engines in, and they can work on it.
Yeah, well, they took care of mine over the winter time, so that was really nice, and it was in good shape and ready to go. And I did a little mulching, so now we'll have to switch blades and put the regular lawnmower blade on. But that made a big deal. It sure filled the bag up real fast.
Yes, it does. Did you do the power raking?
I think it was.
Yeah, okay. You power raked your yard then, And it does. I mean, because it cleans up all that dead and debris that's down in among those grass blades that are coming up, and it cleans all that out. So, yes, I'm sure you did empty that bag often.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
But it was convenient, and all I did is walk behind and tell the mower where to go, and it went.
That's good. That's good. Now, so I was going to say, between the Simplicity mower and now the new Core weed eater, it would make life so simple.
We should have some good-looking yards around town.
Exactly. Come on down and see those Core weed eaters, and see, just hold on to one. That was what was nice. Greg handed it to me and was like, "Oh, I like. I mean, it just fits. Plus, like I said, it's long, so you're not right in the aim of all that stuff coming back at you."
Very good idea. Well, leave it to Core to come up with that, and then Greg found it and said, "This is what we need," and he knows that the customers are needing that too. That's another nice thing Greg and Keith do. They listen to their customers.
That's right. If you need something, they are willing to look to try to find it, and they will bring it in. That is the nice thing about it.
All right. What else going on? Is this a good time to plant tomatoes, the barrel stuff?
It is. I was going to say, no matter if you are living in an apartment or if you have a deck that you're just wanting a simple garden, I would recommend the tomato barrel. And the reason for this is it is simple. It holds one plant, and you can still have your tomato plant. Go out, pick up fresh tomatoes, and go. For the people who have been down to my store, which is Designs Unlimited, you will see in my front window, towards kind of the back of that window, I have one planted up. And that way people can watch it grow. I have a 4th of July tomato plant in there. And we don't have all the extensions on there yet because I thought I'll just put the extensions on there as it grows. But it's very, very simple to plant, easy to take care of, and the nice thing is it's a water smart, as they call it, or water saver, because it is a self-watering planter. So you don't have to water very often either.
Oh.
I like this.
So that would work in an apartment or a small space? Oh,
yes. I mean, plus the barrel is not, we call it a barrel. It's not that large, but it has a nice reservoir to hold excess water. And so you can plant this up and just it just keeps taking care of itself.
Well, that's convenient. Now, when do you think, if all works right, and it probably will, that you'll have a usable tomato?
I'm hoping that I have tomatoes in, I would say probably a month. Mine were just setting buds last week when I planted it, and they are in full bloom.
Forevermore.
And so I'm excited. I did actually have a couple tomatoes on that plant, but I have a habit of taking those off.
Oh.
Because the reason is you want those roots to expand and to get set, and so you'd rather put that energy into setting those roots and those roots expanding than working on that fruit in the very beginning.
Oh.
So that's why I usually take the fruit off. And I know it just about kills you when you do that, too.
Yeah, how many did you have to take off there?
I actually had 3 tomatoes on there.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it had a nice cluster on, and it was like, I don't want to do this, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah, well, that's in Master Gardener page 53 in tomatoes, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's, a number of people ask me about that. In fact, I have been asked that a lot this week. When I transplant plants, do I go and pinch back the plants? Yes, I do, because I want to promote growth. I want to promote blossoms and growth. And, again, I want those roots to start expanding, too. Also, when you go to plant that plant, whether it be a tomato plant in that barrel or in the ground or a petunia, always make sure you cut the roots so that they're not girdling themselves, which means going in circles. If you cut them, they will go lateral. They will go and start spreading out.
Won't hurt the roots or anything?
Nope, it will not, unless you just really tear it up. But no, it really doesn't. It actually aids them.
Oh.
So, and if anybody's out there wondering what I'm talking about, come down to the store and I'll show you.
Okay, well, that's fair enough.
It's very simple.
Okay, very
I do
good.
this on all my trees. I do this on any plants that I go and plant. I never just take it out of the container and put it in something. I always strip the root so that the roots can start growing.
Okay, good idea.
Okay.
Good idea. Need to take a very short break here, Christy. If we could do that, I think we probably can as we move along here. There it is. Yes, indeed. You're listening to Gardening with a Garden Guru, Christie Rasure, presented by Shores, Bumper to Bumper, and those great Fertilome yard and garden products. And stick around. Second half of the program is going to be just as great as the first part on KLOE Goodland. Where can you buy 10 styles of rain gauges, complete underground sprinkler parts and accessories, or a full line of Fertilome lawn and garden products, plus Simplicity and Troy-built mowers and tillers? Shores, Bumper to Bumper in Goodland. Greg and the staff have your gardening and yard products to go. Ask about the new greenhouse garden kits. Jumpstart your seeds. Shores, downtown Goodland, open Monday through Saturday at 5 a.m.
Like no store you've seen before, you're sure to find it at Shores.
You better believe it, sure, to find it at Shores, including that new core weed eater that's electric. Christie Rasure's with us, your garden guru. Christie, that I've got to see that device.
Oh, you do. You have to come out and just try it on.
Well, yeah. I like it. And the tomato barrels are going. Anything else in tomato barrels before we move on?
Well, I do. I want to say something else, and that is whenever you're transplanting plants, whether it be a tree, a tomato plant, petunias, no matter what, it is wise to use a root stimulator, and that helps to promote those roots and kind of heals that wound. It almost acts like a Band-Aid on those roots and everything as you are planting it, and it also makes it grow and grow new skin. I'm putting this in our terms so that it's easier to understand. But what that root stimulator does is it puts a Band-Aid on that wound and then promotes the skin to grow, and so that root can keep on going.
Oh, okay.
And so root stimulator, Fertilome has a great root stimulator. That is something I would recommend for all that. Another thing, if you're using like the tomato barrel or your container gardens, whether it be for flowers or tomatoes, vegetables of any kind, Fertilome has come out with a garden coat. It's called number 6. And what it is it's a 6 essential micronutrients that plants need. And it actually feeds them for 6 months. So if you want to do your planter, get it all going, put your root stimulator on there, and then get it all planted, get it watered, and then put the fertilizer on, you know what, you're pretty well done except for watering.
Oh.
That is so easy. I like easy. And that's one thing that Fertilome has come up with, are wonderful products that make life easy.
Well, leave it to Fertilome. And what's the address there on the website, Fertilome?
www.fertilome.com.
Okay, Fertilome.com. Good place to go. It's got a lot of information, and you can find whatever you need to learn about it, plus all the new products.
That's right. Exactly. And there are new products. They're constantly coming out with new products. And the nice thing is they come out with names on them that you usually can remember. Like, my favorite product is Weed Free Zone. I like those areas clean of weeds, so let's keep it weed free.
Fertilome.com, Weed Free Zone, Root Stimulator. It's good ideas. Well, Christie,
exactly.
We've had some, the other morning I walked in the studio after I'd hurriedly run through the front door about 4 in the morning, and there was 2 or 3 million moths around the lights.
Yes.
What a mess.
It was a mess. And I was going to say, and it's not something that we have any control over. We did not invite those little friendly moths to come visit us.
Well, I sure didn't say, meet me at the door.
Exactly. And I've had a lot of people, we've got some newer people in the community that are just trying to figure out what has invaded this community. And like I told them, I said, we didn't invite them. They just come. But Fertilome and High Yield is part of the Fertilome products also. But they have got 2 products out here that will work on those little miller moths. And I purposely this morning came in early just to see if there was any products that it might be listed on, and there are. There's a fogger that you can use in a garage, a house, apartments, anything like that, basements. If you are being invaded terribly with these, you can actually use a fogger And it is actually, those moths are listed on there. That is one of the things that they will control. The one thing about this, make sure that you've got your pilot light shut off when you're using a fogger like that. The other one, Fertilome has a product that is a multi-purpose insect spray. It's an indoor-outdoor, and it actually, the chemicals do stay in the air for a while. It does have permethrin, and I'm trying to say that right. And so both of these products are recommended for those moths. The other thing is, know that we'll be done with them in hopefully about 10 days, usually from the time they start till the time it's gone.
Okay.
We might have a few linger on, but it's just something we have to deal with. We don't like them, but that's part of our life here.
Well, try going through a newscast and having a moth fly right in front of you.
I think that would be very difficult.
It's tough, yeah. I don't see any right now, but their little critters love to hide in places and just wait. I opened my mailbox, got frightened to pieces, and poof, it comes 2 or 3 moths. It flew out.
Exactly. I was going to say, they were everywhere. No matter where you were at, they were there. And so it's just one of those things. And we are about a month early for those again.
Oh, everything's off.
I know, everything is off this year. Usually they are here around Memorial Day time. And, no, they're about a month early this year. So we have to realize that. I'm just hoping they don't stay that long.
Well, that'll probably throw the June bugs off, and they'll be here in May.
Yeah, you're probably right. But, last year, if you remember, everything was late. And because it was colder, it stayed cold for so long last spring.
Yeah.
And the June bugs were late. And so I'm kind of anxious to see, when they do show up, because they were late last year, and so
their little inner calendar device goes haywire.
Exactly. I think that's what's happened the last few years.
I think we're all haywire. Well, golly. So moth problems, we can kind of ease that out then. And what is it again we need?
We have 2 different products that you can use down here. It's Total Release Fogger, which actually will take care of the whole area within a house or an apartment. The other one is an indoor-outdoor multi-purpose insect spray. And that one, spraying outside, I'm going to say, is just kind of worthless unless you are doing around your doorways, any cracks and crevices. That might work well as far as that goes. Otherwise, on the inside, this works very well. I have used this product, and I really do like it.
Mm-hmm.
I've not tried it on moths just because, didn't need to until this week.
Yeah.
So,
crazy things.
But like I said, both of these products are recommended for those miller moths.
Okay.
So that is a good thing to be thinking about. The other thing that I've had questions, I get questions all the time, all week, and which I appreciate, and that is what we're here for, is to answer your questions. And as a master gardener, that is why we go through the training, is to be there to help you. And people ask me, last week I was talking about when you plant your onions, and do this after you've planted, to try to keep the weeds under control, because onions do not like to compete with weeds or grass or anything else. They're a very, very picky vegetable to grow because they're very selfish. They want all the water to themselves. So once you plant your onions, and it's still not too late to plant onions, go ahead and put the turf and ornamental weed stopper down. And what that is a pre-emergent, and it keeps that area free of grass and weeds from coming up within your onions. So that is a great product to be using on. Just make sure that you do not put it anywhere else than your onion area, because if you try to plant seeds within that, they will not come up. That's what a pre-emergent does. It puts a layer on that soil to keep anything from coming up. So make sure you put it just within your onion area, nothing else.
Okay. And they can always follow label directions.
Exactly. Follow label directions. Always read those directions. Every product is different, and so make sure you do read those directions.
Good idea. Okay. Well, Christie, we've had a lot of rain, but people are still needing irrigation pieces, drip irrigation. Maybe they've set out some trees or bushes, and I know that Shores has all the irrigation pieces and drip line. They could even make drip lines for you.
They can, and they can actually make sprinklers for you, too. If you have a special area where you're wanting a certain size sprinkler, just like we say, they make hoses also for whatever length, and they put actually the factory ends on them. They can actually make a sprinkler for you for your specific area. And they do. They have a wonderful selection of from drip ends to different sprinkler parts. If you're putting out new trees, if you are putting in a new garden, if you are revamping a perennial garden and you're wanting to make life a little easier, come down, get your own watering system set up in there. So all you have to do is just hook up a hose and you're done.
Hook up a hose, away you goes.
And that's right. And then the thing is, too, don't forget, and I'm not putting my timers on yet because I'm afraid of, if we get a freeze and there's water in there, it can actually break a timer.
Oh.
I've had this happen to me before, and so I don't want to do that yet. But pretty soon, it's going to be warm enough at night that we aren't going to have to worry about that. And so put those timers on, saves you time, energy, and money. And we're all into that.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And then one more thing, I think I've seen people watering their yards with their in-ground sprinklers. They might want to check. Sometimes it shoots water way out in the way out in the street or in the alley, and you're just kind of losing your water, wasting it. That's
right. Always make sure that you check that. That should be, when you turn on your system, you should be checking that immediately. Make sure it doesn't overshoot. I know a lot of times with the wind, not knowing what direction the wind is, it's awfully difficult. Also, the thing is, when we have a rain, on most systems, there's an on and off, or an off and an automatic on there on your box. So, if it's rained, shut it off. Save you some time, save you some money that way, because rainwater is a lot better than well water.
Oh, completely. 2 minutes left. Christy, what else today?
Well, I was going to say, the other thing is, when we're talking about doing systems like that, if you're doing container gardens, it's a good idea to be thinking about putting a drip system on there. And I've helped a couple of people line that up. What they did is they have hanging baskets, and they were having a hard time keeping those watered all the time or having time every day to do that. So what they did was, what we designed for them was a line. We put the spaghetti, what they call spaghetti soaker tubing, down to each basket with a little tiny end. They actually put the timer on with the batteries where it actually turned on every day, a certain time, watered for a certain amount of time, and by watching how much each one got watered, they were able to set that timer in a specific amount of time, and so every day those hanging baskets are being watered. Great system, great way to do it. You do still need to check it. I recommend anytime you've got a system set up like that, you do check it at least once a week, if not a couple times, to make sure it is doing what it's supposed to be doing, that no ends are clogged on that drip line, and everything is getting watered exactly the way you set it up to be watered.
Great idea. I like that.
So we're just trying to make things easier for everybody, and once you get that set up, year after year, you have it set up.
Yeah.
So it's always there. Shores has all the parts for it, and so come down. They can help you design it too.
Oh, they listen. I tell you, folks are so surprised at all the things Shores can do, and that Shores has for you downtown with not only all the parts and everything from gardening to yards and cars and trucks and everything in stock to fertilehome.com. It is amazing. Well,
I was going to say, something for every part of your life, no matter what you're into, whether it's gardening or car repair or whatever, they have the product for you.
They do indeed. Well, Christy, thanks so much for being with us. Golly, our time's gone again.
I know.
Gardening with a Garden Guru, Christie Rasure, presented by Shores, Bumper to Bumper, and Fertile Home Yard and Garden.